Hi YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps and welcome to another This and That video. Boy, I have not filmed a segment of this video in a couple of weeks. I just uploaded my most recent This and That video. However, I'm probably not going to publish that one for another week. So I'm like behind. I don't know where to start. Oh yes, I do know where to start. Because I got something very special in the mail today, several hours ago. By the way, today is October the 27th, I think. It's a Friday. Can you believe that Halloween is next week? I think it's next Wednesday. My goodness. Okay, so I got this long roll of something in the mail today. I wanted to open this up with you all because I don't have anything like this and have never had anything like this. And oh my goodness, I am super excited. Okay, so let me get this open and okay, it actually was not hard to open if you open the ends. Okay, so I am super excited about this, you guys. This is rare and hard to find. I didn't even know. Well, I was not looking for this. I was on eBay and saw it, and I had to have it. Okay, I'm not sure how old, but I think the seller stated it's from the 70s. Well, it's Christmas wrapping paper. And what is special about this? Well, you see the black Santa. Let me get rid of that glare if I can. Why is that glare there? Okay, you know what? Let's open this up. I saw this and fell in love with it. I got it within hours of the listing. And let me be careful because I don't want to rip this precious wrapping paper. You know, you can't not find things like this today. I don't know why manufacturers will not come out with more diversity when it comes to crafts and wrapping paper. But I saw this and swooped it up really fast. Okay, give me a minute to get this open. Here it is. Oh my goodness. I love it. A brand new roll, and this is a long roll of African American, that black Santa Christmas wrapping paper. I love this. I don't think I've ever had African American wrapping paper. I don't recall my parents using this growing up or anybody in my family, and I absolutely love it. Wow. Okay, so this will last me a lifetime. As a matter of fact, you know, I might not even use it. I am so blessed to have this. Oh my goodness. I love just looking at it. So I will cut a piece. Of course, I'm going to use it in my journals, and perhaps I'll make cards with this, right? But what I like about it, this Santa image, it's a nice size. You know, I'll cut a piece later and compare it to my hands. So this came in the mail today, and it's by a company called Inner Visions Concept. So there you see, 80 square feet, 10.7 yards by 2.5 feet. That's a lot of wrapping paper. Okay, how have you guys been? I don't know where to start. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't like to add too much to my tablet before I transfer pictures and videos and things like that. And the last couple weeks have been really busy. Oh my goodness, I have a terrible dog story, but I cannot talk about it right now. Let me talk about some good things. Oh, I just got back. I went to the market and I took another route home. And because here it's still hot, we have been in the upper 80s. Like right now, I'm hot, and it's not a hot flash. It's just warm. Well, it might be a hot flash too. But anyway, I came down or went down a couple streets that looked like fall. I was so in love because in my immediate neck of the woods, nothing has changed. It looks like spring or summer. So tomorrow I plan on driving down those streets again and taking some pictures. But I was so happy to see that because fall is always, or has been the last several years, delayed in my neck of the woods. Okay, so I gotta turn this fan on because I'm warm. Okay, you guys, I am going to offer you a sneak peek of my latest junk journal. This was created for a special person. Hi, Lisa. Right now, she is in Asia, Hong Kong. She's traveling the continent. And I made this for her. Earlier in the year, I shared some Happy Mail from Lisa. She is the one who sent me a big old suitcase full of everything gingerbread. So I told her, and she didn't ask for it. She didn't want anything in return, but I needed to make her something. So let me give you a sneak peek. And this is only a sneak peek. I absolutely love this vintage junk journal. It has a 70s theme, right? Afrocentric flavor. And I'm just going to show you the front cover, which, by the way, this fabric, I got it recently from Tuesday Morning. Let me show it to you because it is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. If it's not too late, I might run back to the store and look for more because I got this directly from the cart. You know, whenever they get their shipments in, they don't have it put out the day they get it in. I always go to the back of the store and look in the carts. And so this wasn't out yet. So $1.49, got a nice, I'm not sure how much came or comes on this roll, but you could pick this up in this pretty gold and white, also in the white. And then I've opened up, I only saw one black. So my store had the 3 colors. They probably had more colors, but at $1.49, you cannot beat that. Oh, you saw a sneak peek. Okay, the fan is on. This is all I will share, but I'm almost done. I will be adding some charms and things like that, but I cannot wait to share this. This is super fun. Okay, you guys, last weekend, I went to our antique district and I found some treasures. Let me tell you, I found some things I have yet to be seen used in junk journals. I'm sure they are, but those that I follow that do junk journaling, I haven't seen them use it yet. So I went back to the store the next day to get more of these. Let me just pull these out. I'm a writer. By the way, I'm working on a book. I have been for 10 years. The Lord has called me to get this book done, and I'm working on having it finished this year. I pretty much have the content. It's about rearranging and adding and filling in the blanks and the editing and all that. But God has been super patient with me, and I have not used my time like I should have. So I'm dedicating myself to getting this book just complete this year. To the point I started a little entrepreneur group, which we meet tomorrow. We meet every 2 weeks, and the purpose of this group is to encourage one another, to stay focused, and to hold each other accountable. So we have goals that we have to meet before our meeting. So I'm super excited about that. So I am crafting, but I will be cutting, I've started to cut down on the number of videos that I do so I can put my energy where God wants it to be for now. But you guys, I picked up, let me turn these around. Check out these journals. I keep journals, written journals, journals on my computer. I love to write. Not only that, I keep audio recordings of like everything, right? I'm the person that takes all the pictures, though I've kind of cut back on that. I'm like the family historian. So when I came across these journals, these were hidden in back of other books at this antique store. I saw these and I had to have them. And you know what? The price? I paid $5.50 per book. I first got the ones from the 70s because I wanted to get the ones of the year of my sibling and I, our year births. Then I went back and got some 60s and I found some in the 30s. Now what's cool about these, and I'll do this one. You know, when you keep journals or even books and Bibles, there's always, we always put things in those books, right? Well, every one of these books, you guys, journals, they have receipts, letters, clippings back from that year and earlier. I absolutely, look, what is this? Thank you. Oh my goodness, an Avon order. Okay, so this has the year of 1972, right? But oh my goodness. Yep, March 11th, 73. Before I was born. But I love this. My mom used to buy Avon. How I wish she kept things like this, right? So there's clippings, there's, like I said, receipts, cards, and this one appears to not have any writing in it, at least in the beginning. But I love to read what people were doing back then. So this one is from the 60s, and I'll just flip through it. Look at that. That receipt for some type of electrical work. So every one of these books have a lot of different, oh, look at all this. I haven't went through all of these yet. A lot of different clippings. Now this one is from the 30s, right? Now, this is like a register. Look at this, groceries, $2.06. Repairing watch was $1. That was pretty expensive. Prescription, 67 cents. Oh my goodness, some tea cost $0.25. Groceries, $2.35. A scarf was 23 cents. So this was from 1939. I absolutely love it. One of these, I saw that they got 5 gallons of gas for like 25 cents. I'm like, that is like free in today's time. Groceries, $1.02. And they were really good at keeping the dates. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. So I have not seen any journaling pages or anything like this used in junk journals. You can best believe I'm going to use some of these in mine. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a special junk journal in memory of my parents. I don't have a lot of pictures of my parents, not even of us growing up. Like I've never seen a picture from a holiday or even a birthday of mine or my parents. So I'm going to recreate my history. I'm going to recreate or create my history using, like for instance, I'll take a journaling page from the year I was born and write what I think my mother would have written, right? And put that in that special junk journal. So I'm super excited about recreating that. Okay, let's go through another one. I think, okay, this is 1959. So I have the 30s, the 50s, the 70s, the 60s. What year is this one? Did I just go? Yeah, I just went through that one. Here's an envelope. What is this? A receipt. Morgan Hill Drugs. August of 1959. I totally love this. And I scored $5 a book, you guys. And there's a couple more books I will go back to get. Okay, what year is this one? I think this one may be the 20s or the 30s. Okay, the 30s too, 1935. Absolutely love it. Okay, so I scored with all of these, everybody. So blessed to have. So yesterday I shared a junk journal haul. I was going to do a part 2, but instead of a part 2, I'll just share some other junk journal items I got in this video. But, okay, so a couple weeks ago, I went to a special antique fair that's close to my house, and I shared some things that I picked up in my junk journal video, but I did not share. Now check this out. Check out my Santa. He is sleeping, but he better wake up because Christmas is right around the corner. Now check it out, or listen closely. And I'm just noticing his belly, it goes up. If you don't know, he's snoring. Wake up, Santa. Okay, so I also found this other Santa. Now check this one out. Check him out. And by the way, both of these Santas, they're brown. I lucked out. Now, this one, okay, let me just play him because he plays different tunes. I had never seen either one of these before. And how did she make him sing? Well, I know you, okay, let's turn it on first. How about that?
Ho, ho, ho. A Merry Christmas. Welcome to our musical Christmas show.
And you see,
I'm Santa,
he's moving.
And these are the elf tones.
That's us. It's great to be here. How you doing out there?
Get ready, because we're going to spread some holiday cheer by taking your requests.
He's playing
great holiday
this guitar.
classics. So, would you like to hear a song?
Yes. Okay, let's...
Didn't quite get that. I must be too close to the trumpet. Please say that again.
Oh, that's a trumpet. Okay, Deck the Hall.
Please excuse Santa's hearing. Can you give me that again?
Deck the Hall.
Didn't quite get that. I must be too close to the trumpet. Please say that again.
Joy to the world.
Santa's hearing isn't what it used to be. Can you say that again?
Okay, Santa, you're deaf.
Didn't quite get that. I must be too close to the trumpet.
How do
Please say that again.
There's a way. Okay, you press something to get him to sing these different
Please
tunes.
excuse Santa's hearing. Can you give me that again?
Merry Christmas.
Santa's hearing isn't what it used to be. Can you say that again?
Santa, you suck. Okay, how about that? But anyway, you guys, this is so cute.
Alrighty, we'll be back after a short break.
All right.
Ho, ho, ho. A Merry Christmas.
That was so cute.
Welcome to our musical Christmas show. I'm Santa, and...
Okay, so... Bye, Santa. I thought you press one of these. There's different songs, and then Santa will sing that song. But anyway, it works. I got these for $10 a piece. Totally love. Okay, I got some Happy Mail swap to share from one of my subbies. Hi, Wendy. She is Grammy Extreme here on YouTube. She was the first person I launched. I launched her video through Project Subby Lunch in January. So she's the first recipient of that little program I started. And we were in a swap this summer. She shared this on her channel. And I shared what I created her on my channel. So I got her swap and she has it packaged so pretty. I'm going to reuse this tissue. This is gorgeous. Thank you. I will. So let me slide this out. Uh-oh. 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 Okay. I'm trying to salvage the tissue paper. So, she loves to make the Prima dolls. And let me tell you, she is so talented. She started a series on making those Prima dolls. And her dresses, oh my goodness. You guys, she's very talented. Like, you'll see this one here. Uh-oh. Take your time, Felicia. Take your time. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. In one of my favorite colors, yellow. This is beautiful. More pretty in person. Oh my goodness. Look at this dress, you guys. Feather. Wendy, you outdid this, girl. The beauty did not like this. It did not show through the video. I hope you guys can see how gorgeous this is. This is so pretty. This is home decor, craft room decor right here. Thank you, Wendy. It's a large tag. I made her a card, and what was so funny, I have the same color scheme, yellow, I think, right? Yeah, it was yellow. So thank you, Wendy. We have to do this again. If you guys want to check out her channel, I will have it linked in my description box. Okay, do you guys want to hear my bad dog day story? Oh my goodness. So I went out last weekend. Beautiful day. One of the first times I was out by myself, and it felt so good just to be out. So I was out a good while at the antique stores, maybe about 2-3 hours at the max. So I come back home, and immediately I see my garage door open. My first thought was someone vandalized or broke into my home. And then I see my little chihuahua come from the backyard through the garage, and it dawned on me. My garage door did not close, and my two bigger dogs, Oink and Sasha, they are gone. And let me tell you, I went in the house, in the backyard, thinking perhaps they're there because Kappa, the Chihuahua, he was there, but they were not there. And then I drove frantically around my neighborhood looking for them. Went back home because, oh, I was so nervous. I could not use my phone to look up SPCA's phone number. And so I went back home, looked up their number, hopped in the car, and then while driving, called SPCA. Thank goodness we have a really good SPCA service because they actually answer the phone. Sometimes you leave a message or you can't get through. So I'm frantically telling the operator that my two dogs are out. They've been out for a while, and I have no clue where they're at. Apparently, calls had come through already about two dogs roaming the streets, right? And he also told me there was a report that two dogs killed a cat. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Then all kind of thoughts are going through my mind. I hope they didn't hurt anyone. It was a Saturday, so families were out with their own animals and with their children. We live very close to, or actually in, like this area where there's a trail. And I knew that my dogs probably went down that trail because I take them walks down the trail. Well, there was a lot of people out, on Saturday. And so I could not think. And then on top of that, the operator told me the two dogs are at a certain intersection, but there is a report that one got hit. I lost it. I dropped the phone. I was crying. I was hysterical. I happened to see a SPCA driver drive by me. So here I go. I'm tailgating that worker because I know that person is headed towards where my dogs were. I couldn't think to get to that intersection, though it was only a couple miles away. So the worker turns down a different street, not going towards that intersection. And so I'm running red lights, trying to keep up with this. I know it's illegal. Look, I was not in my right state of mind. Thank God he protected me and everyone around me, because tears were just rolling down my eyes after I was told that one of the dogs was hit. And I told that operator, I can't go, because if the dog, I didn't know which one it was. I didn't want to know. I couldn't bear to see one of my dogs injured or dead. He convinced me to go anyway, because the dogs, if they're scared, it would be hard to retrieve them. So I started following that SPCA worker. Anyway, I'm honking the horn. She pulls over. She tries to console me. She's like, yeah, I went to that intersection. The dogs were not there. And she was very nice. Thank God for her. She did her best to calm me down. And she stated, you go to this area and I'll go to another area. I'm leaving. I look up and I see 3 more SPCA trucks. Way to go, my town. I tell you, they came out like the swap team. SWAT. Did I say swap? Not the swap. I know us crafters, we swap, but the SWAT team. And I'm driving around and I can't find them. Then I get a call back from the SPCA. I don't know what he said because I was still out of it. Then I get a call from the worker who pulled over for me. And she told me my dogs were found and they were headed to SPCA, but she couldn't tell me if one of them was injured, if anybody got injured. She couldn't tell me anything. So I was too nervous. I couldn't think to get to the SPCA. So she found me and I followed her, nervous and crying the whole time, everyone, about everything. How could such a beautiful day, how could it end like this? And I'll tell you what happened. Garage doors have sensors. I stayed there until my garage door went almost down to the ground. I was able to see my dog's paws. But I drove off and apparently it came back up. And I know my door does that if something falls over. So that's what happened when I backed out, or perhaps the dogs came close to the door and they knocked something over and it came back up. So if you have a garage door and you have pets and they're in the garage, make sure you watch your door close all the way, because this was totally innocent. So anyway, I go inside the station. There's a family that's leaving. When the wife found out who I was, she told me, she says, I'm the one who brought your dogs in. I hugged her, thanked her. Let me tell you, I met a friend for life because she refused to go anywhere. She stayed there with me, you guys, because she wanted to see me reunite with my dogs. Come to find out, my dogs were okay, except Sasha. I think she was hit, but right now, thank God, she's fine. But they're dog lovers, and she gave me the whole story of how my dogs held up traffic, and they were at that intersection, and people had pulled over to try to get them. Her family pulled over. Sasha went right to her husband, and he's a big guy, right? She said Sasha went right to him, and he carried Sasha to the car. And I was later told that Sasha may have been hit because she was laying on the ground, just sitting there. I didn't know that at the time. But Oink, the male dog, the bigger one, he was more apprehensive. But eventually, they got my dogs in the truck. Thank God for all those who stopped. Thank God for people who have a heart for animals, because I've done that before. When I see a stray animal, I'll pull over. Oh, I have a story I'm not going to share about a cat that was hit, because it's too gross. But I pulled over for that cat. I didn't hit the cat. I saw the cat and pulled over and prayed for that cat. It wasn't really much to do for the cat. But anyway, she stayed there with me. And not only until the dogs reunited with me, but I was too nervous to drive the dogs back to the house. They drove my dogs back to my home. And let me tell you, they had a brand new truck. It was dog fur all over their seats. They did not care. I met a friend for life. Come to find out, Oink reminded her. They would have stopped anyway because they have that type of heart. But Oink looked like her dog that she lost a year ago. She shared that story at the station in tears. And so I am so very grateful for them. I'm grateful that my dogs are okay. Sasha did worry me because she seemed dazed. I shared stories before about praying for animals and them being healed. I didn't know what was wrong with her. Like I said, she had that limp. I didn't know if anything. She didn't seem to be in pain because she wasn't crying, but I didn't know. I just knew she wasn't herself, and I didn't know if she had any internal injuries, and it was at night. And anyway, the next day, I prayed for her, and I grew up with blessed olive oil. It's just regular olive oil that we took to church and had the bishop pray over it, or we could pray over it ourselves. I went to my cabinet, I got that olive oil, and I prayed for my dog, and I recalled all of the miracles that God did for other animals I had, including a guinea pig, people. Let me tell you, God healed. I prayed for Sasha. She was on the couch in the living room. 3 minutes after praying for her, that dog was off the couch and by the front door, ready to go outside. Now, let me tell you why that's special, because she had been in the house the night before, and just right before I prayed for her, I tried to lure her outside because they like to go outside. She would not budge. She would just stay on that couch. Let me tell you, she was off the couch. I put her leash on her. I took her outside. She wanted to, go on her normal walk. She was pulling me to go. She was back to normal. And this was a couple days ago. She is totally back to normal. I thank God, people. You can pray for your animals. God hears. He hears the prayers. And perhaps she wasn't, I knew she was injured in some way. It wasn't serious enough for me to take her to the vet at that time because she was able to walk, though with a limp. But I was still concerned enough that I needed to pray for her. And right after prayer, she was up. So whatever that was, God touched my dog, people. He did. And I'm so very grateful. I don't know if they killed a cat. I don't know. I asked for more information, and the SPCA told me they couldn't give me more information, that they would further investigate. My heart went out to the cat. No animal deserves to die. And I felt guilty because they're my dogs. It was my mistake. It was totally innocent. And the only thing I could do is just pray. And I said, Lord, I pray this never happens again. My dogs have never been out before. And my heart just, it went out. It went out to the cat. If the cat has owners, to the family. I know how I feel about my animals. So I can only imagine how, if the cat had an owner, because we do have stray cats in our area. So anyway, I'm feeling better today. I was down for a good while about that. I'm just so very grateful that God had mercy. He took care of my dogs. I don't know if Sasha was hit, but whatever it was, she's okay, and he had mercy on them. And thank God for my dog savior. That's what I call her. Her name is Monica, by the way. Thank you, Monica. And then I did pick up more fabric from Tuesday Morning. They got a lot of fabric in this last shipment. Take a look at these 3 fat quarters. And this appears to be flannel, but the real thin flannel. 3 for $1.99, right? And then you can get a bundle. These are 2 fat quarters. I love the checkered look and the gingham. Well, $2, Christmas colors. And then I picked up these 2 for $2. And I already shared this lace fabric. But then they had a bundle of 3 fat quarters. And these are Christmas, but these are special because they have the gold effect. Look at the gold hollies. So 3 and gold snowflakes. Love that blue color. These 3 were $2. Also, the fabric that you see here. This is gold foiling with these different words. Love, aspire, radiant, believe, sparkle, bountiful, grace, peace, laugh, abundant, a whole lot of words. So I picked up this one. This was $5. I don't know the size, but it's a nice sheet of this particular print. They also had other foil like patterns, like hearts and different shapes. So I might pick up another one of these. I have yet to see fabric with foil on it. Now, I sew on paper, but I do like to buy fabric. I know, just a hoarder, right? And then, okay, so I got this bundle. And this, oh goodness, I forgot how much this was. But anyway, they have different sizes. You can get the fat quarters, you can get the small squares, you can get the bigger squares, and then you can get the strips, right? And some of their collections you can find in those different sizes. But I saw this collection and thought it was so cool. Let me start with this side. Okay, so you get this print here. This is called, oh my goodness, I think it's a vintage set. I forget what it's called. But you get this pattern. That's really pretty. And then I love, it's called retro. Yeah. The telephones. I love that. And then check out this one. The whistle, right? And then this one. What is this? Like little money game pieces, perhaps? And then this one here. And these are all fat quarters. You got your bird cage and a bird. And then you have this print. Another bird cage, right? Oh, it appears to be a circus theme. So pretty. And then check out this one. These are brown people, you guys. I didn't even know this. I'm like, is that a little brown boy and girl? Yes, indeed. So this was, oh, maybe $10 or maybe $7. It wasn't that much. And they had a lot of other collections. They don't normally get in a lot of fabric like this. Oh, let me show you this too, because on a roll, you can find this fur. And this fur was, I think it was $1.99 or $2.99. I've already cut some up and used some. I'm experimenting with making a furry gingerbread. I don't know how that's going to turn out. So yeah, well, when you see this video, it might be gone. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, so let me share another page in my altered journal. Let's see. I shared this page recently in my haul video. Oh, before I share this, I did cut a piece of the Santa wrapping paper, the brown Santa. I love it. Look at it. I will share a little bit of this. And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit in a giveaway, in a packaged giveaway. But I absolutely just love it. Yes, I'm going to be using this print on one of my pages. Let's see. Let me share this page. This is the last page I did. And, okay, so this page commemorates when I went to the outside antique fair a couple weeks ago. This pocket holds some of the things I found at the antique fair. And I shared this in my last haul video. But I found an old but new Quizmo board game. So I have this. And then I found these math cards for well, the game was $1, and then the math cards, a whole box was $1. And I added some journaling here. So I have them tucked in this little pocket. And I picked up a whole box of these envelopes. They're longer. I cut it in half for just a couple dollars at a thrift store. I totally lucked out. Okay, and so I've added a little pocket here using trim as my binding. I absolutely love that technique. You'll see this technique again in that vintage junk journal I gave you a sneak peek of. And so it opens like that. And then this is one of the vintage cards that came in one of my board games I got from the antique fair. And here's a picture that I took. I hate that the bottom is black, but I took a picture. This is, I think it's a Pepsi, one of the original, like, maybe you could put ice in it. I don't know. But it's pretty big. And boy, if I had a truck and had the room, can't see what that is. But I took a picture. It's a small picture, but you can see one angle. This is one street where a lot of vendors, antique vendors came and they set up house outside. So I just took a picture there. Okay, and then I added some journaling here. Made a little curtain with, now I love these little patches here. I'm not sure if Michael's still have these, but it used to be that you could get a whole bag of these in different shapes from Michael's or Joann's. Use your coupon and pay a little bit of nothing for it. So I have this little teddy bear on a piece of trim. And yeah, I have it backed with a sewing pattern. And that's my simple. Well, it is October the 30th. Halloween is, what, on Wednesday? Dang, time is going by so fast. But I'm happy it's finally cooled down. Now, our weather, it's been up and down everywhere. The weather is inconsistent. It's just crazy. We were in the upper 80s the last week. And I thought for sure we were out of the 90s and out of the 80s. I think we probably topped 90. It was pretty warm. So I'm so happy it's cooling down. I want to say, I think it's safe to say that we are out of the 90s, but I don't know. We're like 74, or I wanted to say out of the 80s, but I can't call it. I'm just happy right now I can drink my discontinued tea again, because I only drink it when it's, cooler outside. Before I forget, let me give you a sneak peek of some gingerbread tags that I am working on. These are super duper cute. I've already completed a couple, but I'll share these with you. When I do, well, when this video is published, this video of the gingerbread tags would have already been shared. And these are so super cute. You guys know I'm doing a gingerbread series. So I'm bringing all things gingerbread. And I just ordered a punch on eBay. I purchase gingerbread things throughout the year. And I have been on a hunt for several punches. I've already shared some punches that I have found. Well, I finally got my hands on the Fiskars gingerbread squeeze punch. But this particular punch is red. The only colors I have seen are the standard, are those punches blue? Dark blue? So I found a red one, and it's supposed to be like, is it 2.5 inches? Oh, I forget, but I got it at a good price. And so when I get that punch in, I'm going to share a gingerbread haul of the different things I've recently picked up and some things I have picked up throughout the year. Okay, now, you guys are looking at a blessing. You're looking at a stack of children's magazines that I did not even know existed. These magazines were put out by Ebony. And in this video, and in my last This and That video, I have shared vintage Ebony magazines. I grew up flipping through those magazines. Everybody black knew about the Ebony magazine. However, I don't know why I never heard of their magazines for children, right? I didn't learn about these magazines until I saw some ads in the Ebony magazine. And I'm like, what is that? And then I happened to be on eBay and I came across some sellers who are selling these magazines individually, which range in price from 15 to 30 bucks for one magazine. Well, over a week ago, I came across a listing for this whole stack of magazines. And when I saw it, I said, Lord, I want it. I need it. It's one thing. Well, I've talked about this. My memory is terrible. I can't recall anything like really from childhood. It's bad. So anything that can conjure up childhood memories, I want it. I pray for it. But these magazines are special to me too because, well, they're rare. They're hard to find at any given time. You might see 2 to 3 listings on eBay. I don't think Etsy have any listings, but what these magazines represented, you can't find this in today's time. I don't know if we will ever have anything like these magazines again. They were targeting African American children. So on the covers, you see African Americans. I will flip through one of the magazines and you'll see actually what it contains. I mean, it was wonderful that these magazines were put out. Now, last Sunday, the last minute of the listing, I put my bid in and I was willing to pay up to 125 bucks for this lot. I don't know what amount I submitted for my bid. I put in one bid. And let me tell you, when I won, you guys know I'm in a cast, right? Well, I was jumping up and down on my broken ankle. I was so excited. I called up a girlfriend who I was on the phone with the last 5 minutes of the bidding so I can, I hung up with her so I can concentrate. And let me tell you, for 30 magazines, and this is not all the magazines, I have some on the floor next to me. You want to guess how much I was blessed to get these magazines for? Remember, you can find, well, right now there's 3 listings on eBay for one magazine each that range in price from $15 to $30. I got 30 magazines for $33. And that included shipping. Thank you, Lord. I was so elated. I was surprised that more people didn't bid. Perhaps people didn't know about it, right? Because I would have missed this. But anyway, I was surprised. At 150 bucks, to me, these magazines are worth it. Okay, so we are going to flip through because there was supposed to be 2 duplicates in this stack. Like this magazine you're looking at here from 1977. By the way, it was 75 cents. By the way, these magazines were created in 1972 until 1985. Yeah. So I actually got 4 of these magazines and there were 2 of this one. In the listing, it said only 2 duplicates. But then I saw that there's duplicates of this one as well. And I don't mind because all of these here are different magazines. And the price, I mean, I'm not complaining. I don't mind duplicates. That means I can tear up a couple because I will be using these in my vintage junk journals. And by the way, I am going to have ephemera packets for sale as well. So we are going to flip through this magazine because this is my first time. My first time holding one of these magazines and my first time flipping through these magazines. Though there were some pages available from the eBay seller and you can find some of these magazines online for viewing purposes. This would be the first time actually flipping through one. Once again, I don't know why. I'd never heard of these magazines before. Many of you probably never heard of them either. Okay, so this is, once again, 1977 November edition. And I do know that these magazines, they're very educational. So you'll find crossword puzzles, you'll find stories. They even have craft and recipe type things in here. Alrighty. And check this out. I'm an Afro girl. Look at that Afro. Though I like my Afro a little bigger, I'm stuck on the 70s. So this magazine is all about the music. And you see the jazz ensemble there. That's Stevie Wonder. That might be Mahalia Jackson. You see a poem here. Okay, and then who is this? Louis Armstrong. Yep. So I love the history that these magazines bring. Though these are aimed at kids, us adults, we can learn from it too. So check this out. I love this. So she's cooking. Well, that's glue, but that's a carrot. I don't know what she's doing, but she's in the kitchen. And here you see a crossword puzzle and a lesson in the blues. And then I like how they have the page blue as well. Another crossword puzzle. Once again, it looks like it might be about the music, though I do see Thanksgiving there. I love these pictures, right? Another story that looks poetic. And then look at this craft project. How to make a drum. Of course, these are African drums. I love this. Oh my goodness. And then Sunny and Honey. I came across the main magazine. I had never heard of Sunny and Honey. They actually produce dolls of these characters. So I'm thinking they were popular back in the 70s and 80s. More stories here. Once again, all about the music. And then here, yeah, they featured children, I guess, who wrote in. Because this magazine was targeted towards or at a certain age population. More information on the readers. And another story. More stories. And on this page, write your own song. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. And then on the back, oh, look at the children's artwork. I love it. Okay, I'll just flip like this. Okay, here we go. Look at this. She got an afro, right? And look, what is he doing? Another craft project? I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. How I wish they, now that's me. Work on that handwriting, boy. I wish they had something like this available in today's time.